Hello everybody, welcome to a late episode 29! I know it's been weird posting schedule this week. I've been a little bit busy. Not shocking. I've also been really lazy this week. It's been a kind of a mix and match of things. Because there's days where I could have posted early, but I wasted a lot of hours playing like Doom 2016. And then there's other times where I just kind of got busy with things. The joys of life! It's fun! But yeah, so we're going to take out the Digimon here. Overall, not too much has happened here. We do have some evolutions going around and everything like that. So we just kind of got our next set of evolutions. Because, it takes a while for these guys to evolve. So we take them out, put the cases to the side. Love these cases still. And let's look at our guys. So for the first set here, we're going to turn these guys on. And we're pretty much, our Larvomon evolution line is completely done now. So our boy is now a complete dragon. As you see there, he's doing great. His whole wing animation is adorable, and I still love him. And overall, we'll do a little bit of shake battle here, or a little shake here. Because, you know what, why not? I don't know. I would say do a connection battle with the other guys, but we're going to be Jogressing the other guys, so yeah. So he shoots out batarangs and, like, flames, and yeah, pretty much not that shocking there. And then we got Rapidmon on this side here. So this is the like later Terriermon evolution. Overall, still a pretty cool Digimon. I'm kind of mixed on Rapidmon, or whatever the heck you want to call it. I like it, but I always preferred Lopmon's evolution line way more than this one. There's arrows and missiles. Yeah, I preferred Lopmon's evolution line. I like the more natural bunny aesthetic that kind of went on with that one versus Terriermon's more mechanical aspect to him. I get why they did it like that, because the idea of the Lopmon and Terriermon lines is, even though they both start out very similar, they both have different extremes. So for Lopmon's side, it's like all about spiritualness and like kind of the overtaking of the spiritual side, and then for Terriermon's side, it's the overtaking of technology. So it's both like two sides of a puzzle. The like destruction of nature versus the kept up part of nature, like the being peace at nature, being with nature or whatever. I always like that idea. It's a very interesting concept. And then, of course, we got Imperial Dramon here on the Silver Blue. Overall, super awesome looking dude. And, by the way, his sleeping animation is literally him in his dragon form. So enjoy this beautiful dragon form before we evolve him. Seriously, super exciting. And then for Anteliomon, whatever the third evolution is for Lopmon, I always kind of forget its name. The one that goes, like, speaks in, like, very medieval form terms and stuff like that. I don't know, I always loved how formal it was in the anime. But, art thou our Digimon right there. Beautiful sleeping animation well. I love how he curls up into a little ball, and then you have the Copymon dude right there. But yeah, so the second you actually wake this guy up, he's going to turn back into his normal form. I do like the idea that they did keep the sleeping forms, like both of the forms in for this Digimon. Seriously, impressive work. I'm super glad that we actually got to see that in this device. There's another Digimon that does that. I think it's BLUESKY, where you get to see its wake form, but you also get to sleep its sleeping form. We are not running that one in this device currently, because that'll be like a later thing. If I ever get a Wave 2, we'll see it in a Wave 2 series. Because if I am getting a Wave 2, I'd like to get a BLUESKY version of a Wave 2. I don't know how possible that is for me, but that's the version I would prefer. But oh well, I'm going to accept it for right now. It'll be a dream or whatever. Maybe one day. That'd be a nice one. But we're going to turn it on here, and I see, look, he turns back into his normal fighter mode. So it's really cool to see him in this sort of cool little mode here. And before we do Jogress him, we're going to do a little bit of shakes here. Show off his little attack animations, because, you know what? We might as well enjoy the guy. Like, he's such a cool looking Digimon. I always liked Imperial Dramon. Something about like the forms in 02 are always so cool to me, especially like the whole Jogressing concept in 02. Like I always liked how they had Jogress for actual plot reasons, by the way. So like This is what bothers me about the later seasons of Digimon, by the way, is that, well, at least, I mean, like, Tri and Kizuna. So, at some point in 02, Taichi in the original 02 cast, or not the 02 cast, but the original cast from Adventure, give up their full ability to evolve to, like, the final stages. At some point, they're given a little bit of power to do it, and they use all that power in the end, and it can't be used again. When they later go on to try, somehow those powers are magically back. I never understood that. That kind of always bothered me. And they never explained properly. Like, the best you get is, like, hey, maybe the world reset had something to do with that. But, like, even then, that kind of didn't make sense. It was a bunch of, like, dumb nonsense, and I wasn't a fan of that. And, of course, you still had this guy here, Imperial Dramon, who could have actually helped him out or whatever. So it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, I'm not a fan of how Tri and Kizuna worked out. And I haven't even seen the newest 02 movie, and I don't plan to. Because at this point, I'm tired of adventure sequels. All they do is ruin adventure. More and more and more. Like, I'm not going to watch any more of them, because they just make me mad on a plot scale. And that's just, not a fan of that. And, of course, we got our boy here. A beautiful giant bunny man. I love how elongated the arms are and everything. Seriously, a beautiful, beautiful Digimon. And I love the pixel art on this one. Lotmon is, like, one of my favorite Digimon. And will always be just, like, a pure favorite of mine. He's such, like, a cool Digimon. Something about Lotmon, it was always just super cool to me. I don't know, something about him is just awesome in that sense. And, of course, to keep up with a more natural thing, he does a bunch of fists and stuff. And we're about to get rid of his Copymon buddy, so we're about to say goodbye to his Copymon friend here, because it's time to achieve ultimate power, ultimate destruction, and gain the most powerful Digimon ever, in a technical sense. And I really mean that because nothing has actually ever overtaken this guy. Like, in every later device, there's been no Digimon that actually ever overtakes this guy. So we're going to take Imperial Dramon here, and we're going to combine it with Omegamon, or Omnimon, or whatever the heck you want to call it. So yeah, we're taking two really strong Digimon, and combining them into one. And this is the most powerful Digimon. Like, nothing ever is compared to this guy. It's crazy to me that, like, we're about to hit the 10-year anniversary of this device. Well, we're hitting, let's see, we're currently at 8 years for this device. We're about to hit that, like, 10-year anniversary in, like, 2 more years. And there's still not been a more powerful Digimon than Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. He is still the strongest Digimon in all these devices, which is insane to think about that. I am kind of curious if we did lose out on our sleeping animation, so we are going to try that real quickly. Let's see, what did we lose? Yeah, we lost out on his dragon form sleeping animation. He now just sleeps with a giant beer belly out, pretty much, which is kind of sad, but oh well, I'm not going to be too mad about that. He's still a beautiful Digimon, and that's pretty much it for this, like, sort of, like, guy here. After all that effort to work on getting this guy, this is the most powerful Digimon now. Pretty much amazing. I love him. He is pretty much just a simple palette swap, which isn't shocking because if you actually look at the real Digimon, he's pretty much the same thing. He's like a palette swap with a giant sword. So not that shocking, really. But it is still super exciting to have this boy on here. Like, seriously, super excited about that. And that's pretty much it for these guys here. So the first set of eggs are done now. Pretty much the first set of boys that we've done are now completed. And of course, while we're at it, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. We gave out 4 pills to this boy. I'm going to go over here. And it's time for an all-out Digi battle. Actually, before we do get into that, I do want to talk about this real quickly. So you see here, there's 7 DP points for him. And if we look at the other guy over here, if you compare his DP points, he has 56. So then remember, this guy is also at his final form. but this one actually has the bigger amount of points. It's kind of cool. That shows his like extra evolution stage there. So the idea that he is a more powerful Digimon is kind of like already baked in there. Really cool that they did sort of do a few things to show off that he was an extra stage above just the basic ultimate forms. And I get this guy is not like the highest tier of evolution. I forget if Omegamon and Gabumon actually had 70 DP points as well. But, or if Omegamon or Omnimon had that when you progressed them. But it is crazy to see, like, some of the differences already. The main difference is the whole, like, power system now. Because, like, the power difference is very much there. And it's one of those, like, very mainstay different powers there. So it's kind of cool to see that in a sense. And look at the little scratch right there. I've owned this device for a year. Like, it's about, like, just it's crazy thinking that it's almost been 10 years that I've owned this device. Sorry. I've been thinking about that recently, because, like, they were showing off the new 20th devices, and it's crazy to think to me that, like, it's been 20 years, and ever since, it's been 10 years since that 20th anniversary, and are still using the same 20th device, in a sense. Like, it's crazy to think about that. I would love to see these devices come out to the West. I don't know, I doubt it will ever happen. It's one of those things that I wish would happen. Heck, at this point, I would accept X3s coming to the West. We had the X1s, we had the X2s. I'd like the X3s. That should be a possibility on the table. Hopefully that happens, because I don't own a set of X3s. And they're currently really expensive. I'd like to have remakes of those, but who knows if Bandai will listen to that. I'd also love to have remakes of the Pendulums, the 20th models here. I don't know if that'll ever happen either, but I can dream. I'm just a girl in this world. Like, maybe it'll happen. Maybe my digital boy can be free of his prison. But for right now, let's do some cool Digimon battles to celebrate these guys reaching their final forms. So we're going to take both of them and battle. We're going to do Pendulum battle. We're going to do 20th battle. And, of course, you know what? We're going to make it a single battle. And, of course, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shakes. And there you go. Let's see who is the winner. Oh, yeah, we already got some good old hits there going on. And, of course, since this is a 20th battle, it does have a more standard health bar there at the bottom. So we get to see which one has the more overdrawing power. By the looks of it, they are both throwing out some weak hits there, so not too shocking, really. And there we go. Our boy, Pyrodramon Paladin mode has won! And that's pretty much all I'm going to do, because for right now, we don't really have DP to kind of support the nonsensical nonsense. That was his first win, because we mainly did tag battles with this guy. Yeah, I did tag battles for the second round, because I actually pretty much completed battles today. Like, I was very late and behind on doing things with these Digimon. Like, I was very behind on doing battles and stuff for them, so yeah, I was not the greatest Digimon tamer for this one. But I still managed to get around to doing all of it, and we do actually have them here. In tomorrow's episode, the bunnies will be fully evolved to their next stage, I think. And I'm super excited about that. That is very exciting for me. That does also make the next episode the last episode. So, tomorrow, the polls should be ending. Well, I think at some point tomorrow, pretty much. Yeah, the polls should be ending once these guys evolve, by the way. So, like, once they evolve, I'll be making the final video, and we'll be talking about that and getting ready for them, and showing them off and stuff like that. Do a bunch of battles and stuff like that. But yeah, tomorrow, the polls will be closing, and we'll be just setting up for the next series here. If anyone's curious about the current winner of the polls, it seems like the Digimon Pendulum Cycles will be winning. So that means the next series might be these two beautiful devices, which I'm going to go take Polywatch to them and clean them off before that happens. And we're going to fix up their screens. I might make a filler video about that, because the wife, or whatever we want to call her. What do you want to be called? She just waved her hand, so we'll just call her the wife right now. At one point I threw around the idea of calling her Mrs. Geist, but she didn't accept that. So
I didn't comment on that.
We don't know what she is, so we're just gonna say wife right now. We're just gonna say wife, and of course both the Digimon are going back to sleep. But she was recommending that I might do like filler video or something like that, which I might do, or I might just jump right into the next series. I need to check and see how I kind of want to do that. But oh well, I'll be okay with doing a filler video. So I'm like, let's put these guys to sleep here and get them all readied up. Gotta get them readied. There we go. Got that one over there, and get this one all set up as well. Whee! It kind of depends on how long it takes for these guys to evolve. I know they evolve like late at night, but still. So hopefully it won't take too long. But I guess we'll find out and see. And yeah, that does mean the next episode's the last episode. So make sure to get in your votes. I will put down in the comments where the voting link or whatever. So go do that while you still can. I'll cut off like whatever polls once that like last video comes out, and pretty much we'll be starting up the next series after that. I think currently, like I said, the Pendulum cycle is winning. In second place, though, the 4U is there, and then of course in like the distant last place is pretty much the 4.5 and the Pocket Horses. Yeah, these guys may have been mentioned many times by people, but surprisingly enough, people were more interested in other devices, which kind of shocked me. Maybe it was just a very vocal minority. I don't know. I've had a lot of people be like asking me about to run certain devices, and I was kind of surprised that the cycles were currently winning. I was like, I was kind of surprised by that. But yeah, besides that, we did get some cool Digimail in today. So let's grab wherever I put the Digimail at. We'll end on some Digimail here, because I picked up some DIMs. These are actually the English versions. So as you see there, it says Vital Hero at the top here. So in like the western parts of the world, the Vital Bracelet was called the Vital Hero, and released with these kind of weird little card things, pretty much. I used to have Japanese versions of these cards, but like I sold those like a long time ago, or I think I traded them. I think I traded them in for like some Dreamcast games, because some guy was like, at some point I was wanting to do trades, and I did trades, so I got rid of my original Vital Bracelet for Dreamcast games, and I've never regretted it, because one, I got Dynamite Deca out of that. Dynamite Deca is the bomb. Sega, you should be re-releasing Dynamite Deca. Seriously, amazing game. The first game in America was called like Die Hard Arcade, but in Japan it was called Dynamite Deca, because, you know, they're gonna get the Die Hard license for Japan. But like, seriously, y'all, go play Dynamite Deca. Amazing game. Stupid fun. Got that, and then like Virtual Fighter 3, which is another amazing game. Seriously, both of those games are amazing. Go play the Virtual Fighter series. That just recently came back on like many consoles. I know on Xbox you could play the second game, but on Switch and PlayStation you can play the newest entry of the remake of 5. Go do that. I really recommend it. We'll remaster 5, and at some point we'll be getting a new game in the future, which I'm excited about. But we do got some DIMs here again, and I pretty much picked these up for like cheap. This one was like $4 on Amazon, and then the other one over here was like $5 on Amazon. So super exciting about that. I picked up both of them because, like, why not? They look very cool. We got our boy Larvomon here, which we just saw him become a full adult dragon over here. Just think, at some point he was the baby. He's still amazing. Amazing Digimon. 10 out of 10. Still sexy. It's amazing. Amazing Digimon. Love this guy. Love him. He's beautiful. Look at that art. Seriously, nothing beats him. Both these are based off, like, app Digimon, I think, or whatever. I forget which one, No, it wasn't this guy, huh? When did, the Blizzard one get introduced? Man, I'm kind of forgetting that now. I know this one was introduced in an app. I forgot when this guy came into play. I don't remember much about this guy. Maybe I'll like him. And then on the other side here, we got some other little cool dims here. I ran this one back in the day. I really like this chip. I never got to run this one, because pretty much by the time I ran this one, I was so tired of the Vital Bracelet. The original model, at least. It also, like, came out around the time, like, I was still in college, and ooh, man, I was not the happiest person in college. I was kind of a very depressed person. I'm surprised at how many people watched my content around that time. But, like, I did remember running this device and then, like, putting some of the Digimon into the app and stuff like that. That Digimon is completely gone, but it is kind of funny to think about that, because that app, the first app at least, has been gone for, like, a really long time now, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, both these guys are here, and if anyone's not had much experience with the Vital Bracelet, I might be doing a little mini-series on it whenever I get my actual main device in. So, we'll be talking about it once it comes in. Overall, though, it's a very simple device. You kind of just run the Digimon by doing certain exercise requirements, and it has a whole, like, bunch of evolutions, depending on how well, like, you keep up with fitness. I don't know. That's why I said it's going to probably be like a neutral series for me, because, one, I am a fat man! I am lazy. I may like my DDR, but man, I also like eating, like, a big old burger at McDonald's. Like, it's a very, very fine line between what I am. Like, I'm probably, like, at the stage of Runnermon here. Like, I doubt I'm not the best example of a person. But yeah, I'm super excited to do a Vital Bracelet run. I did pick up a BE, so I did pick up the third model. So I'm kind of curious how that will be as a series. But, or not a series, but as a device overall. But I'm super excited to run it. I'll probably be doing some shorts on it. Like I said, I doubt it'll ever be like a full series. Because first off, I'm not going to do some crazy exercises. I'm going to, like, chill out with it. I mainly picked it up because I wanted a cool watch. Like, that was mainly it. And I didn't want to spend, like, a crazy amount on a watch. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. Thank y'all for watching. And make sure to vote before the poll ends. Remember, tomorrow will probably be the last episode. Like, once these guys evolve, that'll be it. Like, that's how far we are in this now. Like, it's crazy to think about that. So, go vote. And it's crazy to think that, like, it's been 30 episodes of this series. Like, it's super insane to think about that. But yeah, or it'll be 30 episodes tomorrow. But it's crazy to think about that. So, yeah, make sure to go vote. That's all I can say. If you want input on the next series, go do that. Besides that, I'm going to be sad about leaving these devices, pretty much. The Pendulum 20th are always, like, such favorites of mine. But I guess we'll get more into that, I guess, tomorrow. And talk about that. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye-bye.